Hello and good evening and good afternoon or good morning to everyone. Welcome to this new AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. It's about we're going to do an interview with the Chief Marketing Officer of Virtualware. And Virtualware were one of the winners of the VR Product of the Year. And so I'd like to welcome on the stage David Munro of Virtualware. So please come up the stairs. I can associate myself around. Hello, David, and I'd like to first of all ask you how did Virtualware start? Where was when was the organisation first put together, and what was your motivation for starting the organisation?
Thank you, Richard, for being the host today, and thanks to the Academy for giving us the opportunity to, share more about why we became, the VR innovative VR company of the year. I was saying that we began in 2004, so 18 years ago. Three founders of the company, they left the university, they founded the company as a virtual reality company mainly. That's why Virtualware, virtual plus software and hardware, so everything related to virtual reality mainly. Although during the different years, we started incorporating other technologies like augmented reality or mixed reality in the past. Mainly, we are an enterprise-focused company, industry-focused company. So we, until 2 or 3 years ago, we were offering on-demand custom projects to largest companies worldwide for training, for engineering, and different industries like automotive, aerospace, energy, and so for the big industries or the largest industries. And since a couple of years ago, we decided that if we want to grow the company and to expand the brand globally, we need to change to pivot our solutions. So we created a virtual reality platform which is called VIROO. And actually, in 2019, we were the winners of the VR Enterprise Solution of the Year award in the Academy. It was in person, so it was great. See if this year it comes, in person again. So that's going to be lovely, actually. And from there, today, in the last 3 years, we've been working with this VR platform with large corporations like General Electric, Hitachi, like the Ministry of Defense or this military head school here in Spain, or different large corporations in the transport industry. So as a wrap up, 18 years, we work with Fortune 500 companies, and our main product is VIROO, which is a VR platform. Actually, the mission that we have as a company and with VIROO is to accelerate the VR adoption. And I guess now in this new wave, with this metaverse buzzword, uh, could be a good moment to help companies, become more sustainable with virtual reality.
That's fantastic. You're a very mature organisation for this industry, which is a very new industry since it's become fairly widespread in the world. What would you say is your unique selling point? I understand the product allows companies to create virtual worlds very easily. But what would you say is the unique thing about your platform that's different from other virtual world platforms, and the versatility of the platform?
Yeah, on one side, let me say that as a company, one of the main things is that we've been here for 18 years. Okay, so we know what we are talking about. We've been working with all industries, not only the, let's say, the industrial companies that they are mainly focused today, but also in education, in tourism and heritage, in construction. So we have experience and we know how we can deal with enterprises and how we can help them introduce these technologies into the day-to-day basis. And that's actually what we are trying to do with VIROO and this VR platform. The key features of these solutions could be that with VIROO, you can manage and deploy any VR project. Okay, device agnostic. That means it doesn't matter if you have an Oculus Rift, Pico headset, or even HTC Vive or whatever. So you don't need to think about that as a company to see if this is going to work in the main headsets, for instance. And on the other side, we with the platform, we offer some tools so you can create content using Unity. This is a platform based in Unity. So with the platform, we offer different VR tools. You can fast create a content without coding. Okay, if you have the ability to, you can do better projects. Okay, or you can rely on parties. We as a company, so we can create your content over the platform. And finally, another key feature is the video room deployment. Okay, on the deployment side, as a platform, you can deploy your content in a laptop with a headset, even in the small scale multi-user way. But if you are looking to large scale multi-user VR environments, we have this video room deployment. And actually on Monday, we released a press release actually where we were awarded with a US patent for the tracking technology that this physical and digital combination VR room is based.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting, because one thing I've got to say is just to introduce myself as well. I work in the enterprise. I'm an enterprise architect, but I'm also an XR strategist and help organizations get into VR and move into that platform. And one of the problems we have in the corporate world is that we want to be able to get more people into the same VR space. And using the current technologies today, where you have trackers on the HTC Vive platform, you can only get, I think, up to about 4 players at the same time, or 4 participants in the same VR space. It sounds like that your new trackers will allow a standard VR headset that's compatible with Vive lighthouses and Vive towers, I presume, that you could have more than 4 people with headsets in the same area and be able to participate. Is that one of the unique features of your hardware tracker that's coming out?
It's one of them, but I would say that the main feature is reliability. Okay, regarding of the tracking, for the industry proposals, for instance, with General Electric, Hitachi Nuclear Energy, the nuclear business company of the big E based in the US, we created a simulator for fuel movement, and we deployed that content with VIROO, the platform, and then the VIROO room deployment. So imagine that you need very, very tiny accuracy, okay, to create that training solution. And with the devices that we had in the past, when we started creating, we created this tracking technology, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. There wasn't anything in the market. Everything has, the evolution of these devices has been huge. Actually, right now, you are using backpacks, for instance. Imagine that you are in an empty space, okay, physically, and you put, your headset, a tracker on top of your head, and then we change the normal ceiling panels that you can have, in any office, and then you have everything related, so you can move freely in that space with your backpack, for instance, okay. And with that, you have accuracy that when you move and you go to move full in nuclear reactor, you are really where you are. The different movements that you do are very, very, very realistic. These kind of things, the evolution is huge. And in the future, right now, actually, we are testing without having the backpacks. So you don't need to have a backpack. Using streaming technology, you can also have, the same freedom of movement in any virtual reality environment. So keeping just absolute tracking and fusionizing that tracking with the tracking that you have in the headset. So that's one of the key features, but I would say reliability as the word to define that video room deployment.
Yeah, no, that sounds very exciting indeed. The tracking space, do you have any limitations on the actual area of the space that the participants can use the experience? Is it like 10 meters by 12 meters, or is it just the limitations of the HTC Vive ecosystem?
As a space, you don't have any kind of limitation if you're using the backpacks, even with the users, if you use the backpacks. But now, if you move to a wireless connection, then you have some kind of limitations, but because of the wireless connection that you are using, for instance. Okay? But depending on the solution you decide to go for, or how the future, where the future goes, because in the industry sector, what we have found is that normally there are not so many people, okay, in a training program, or just in a training session, or in a design review session for any product that maybe some company have already engineered. So the key thing here is that everything is very, very realistic, and the accuracy. I think in this case, in the industry, you go to the consumer side. Okay, maybe this location or in the time, and this location-based entertainment, it's more about how many people you can get involved in the game, and the accuracy is not so important, and and scale and the users are more important, because more you get involved, more money you get.
Yeah, I understand. And just one final question about the trackers. Do you know how much they're going to retail for? Do you have an approximate price of how much each tracker will cost?
This is a complete solution. I mean, it's more than just, okay, I would like to have VIROO deployment of this size, this number of users. And then from that, we see which is the
So can you?
But this is going to be, the solution is going to go with wireless connection, so that is going to reduce the price. So it's more about the size and the number of users that you are going to use in that VIROO room deployment. And as a platform, regarding that's a SaaS model, offer as a service. So you pay a very
so you
low
pay a
licensing fee, and that's
subscription.
all. Exactly. And then you have the VR tools to create your content, and at least deployment in any Steam VR hardware, for instance, on the PC or virtual reality, and you have that option to deploy your content in that video room if that makes sense to the solution you would like to apply in your company.
So, and it will work on any headset or system that's compatible with Steam VR. So it would work with any brand of headset, even the high-end VIROO headsets that are very high resolution. It would work with those as well, because they're Steam VR compatible.
Exactly. So we try to offer as I said before, mission accelerate VR option to, in this case, industrial companies. And for that, no fee to enter, to test, to see how virtual reality works or can work in your company, because this is just the top of the iceberg, because you need to change the mindset. And this is why that innovation comes. You need to change the mindset inside a company. Mind that you bring a new tool to your company. You have to change processes. You have to convince many people. If you like to work cross-functional, because this is something you can use for training, for engineering, for marketing, for research. So this is many innovation that you need to do in your company.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like a very open platform. And you did say from the development point of view, it's Unity 3D, which is one of the widest used platforms for developing VR experiences and spatial environments.
Yeah, we've been working with Unity since 2010. Before that, from 2004 until 10, we were using other development platform. And we have also created a VR game. We started with a VR game for PlayStation 4, PlayStation VR a couple of years ago, and we started with Unreal, but for enterprise purposes, because how Unity works and how you can create content with Unity and how you can modify and evolve that content. I truly believe that for the enterprise, Unity in this case is the solutions that we are offering, or the use case is the main platform as an engine.
Yeah, that's and it's very widely used, and it's very easy to learn. It's a very high-end platform, but it's very easy to learn for people to create virtual spaces for custom environments and for enterprise environments. I'd like to also just ask if anybody in the audience has any questions at all, and if they'd like to ask anything about the platform, just put your hand up, use the hand up icon on your AltSpace VR screen. I'll keep an eye out for you anyway. If you do come up with a question, we'll hand the microphone over to you, and you'll be able to ask a question yourselves. What and who are your? Oh, there's a new. There's one. We also have videos to showcase the work as well. So that would be great to see one of the videos. So can you? Is it possible to show one of the videos of your product in action? Because that'd be would be really good if we could show that. Don't know whether the guys can do that. Here we go. So this is the product.
We believe in the power of dreams.
We believe in humanity.
We believe in technology.
We believe that together, we can change the world.
We care for sustainability.
We care for innovation.
We care about trust.
We care about moving society forward.
We push the boundaries of virtual reality.
We accelerate its adoption, and we help companies and institutions create a better future.
We believe, we care, we do.
We are Virtualware.
Yeah, this is a video of
The future of work is immersive. Be ready today. VR is now. Immersive technologies are already revolutionizing industries from energy to education, healthcare, automotive, and aerospace. By blurring the lines between physical and digital, VR will change our lives forever. That is why we want to make it accessible for all. Introducing VIROO, the all-in-one VR platform. With VIROO, you can create, manage, and deploy VR in one unified platform on any device, any configuration, anywhere. Create rich cross-platform multi-user VR applications. Manage content, users, and analytics together in one place. Deploy in remote and multi-user environments, even in full scale, with our unique VIROO room. Simplified and flexible onboarding process. Scale effortlessly according to your needs, and keep up to date with current and future VR devices and tools. Simple, scalable, incomparable VR. Contact us today to book a demo and experience the world's best enterprise VR solution. Think big. Start small. Scale fast. VIROO.
Yeah, that's really good. It gives you a much better idea of what the platform is. I'd like to also ask how the software installs on a computer, and it has an agent. I understand. Is that how do you push the software to the actual PCs that are running the VR platform? Is there an agent that runs on the PC and it just connects to it over the internet automatically, or do you use some other remote deployment software to do that?
Yeah, well, as a platform, just said you download, you have an X file. It's a player, so it's a cloud-based. So you initially run that player, you connect, you define, you create a session, an ID, and then you can share that session with anybody else you would like to be part of that virtual reality session, and then you are in the same virtual reality environment, and you can combine, people in the PC, without or with a headset, or even people in that VIROO room deployment. So you can have, many people as you think should participate in that virtual reality session with that focus of, it could be training, it could be engineering, it could be, some kind of research or whatever. It's quite easy. As in the video is mentioned, we try to lower the barriers so you can enter as a company. Okay, maybe we are here, we know of virtual reality, we know about this immersive technology because we are in this tech industry. But when you go to the heavy industry and the largest corporations, so most of them, they haven't even the headset on, never. Let's say the C-levels, the people that you're going to talk to and you're going to try to sell this strategy, because we truly believe that in the future, we should see more virtual reality companies between commas in the different industries.
Yeah, that's very interesting. There must be more ways that you can deploy the software to the PCs. Do you use the cloud for downloading the software from the PC? Do you use any of the standard cloud providers like Azure or AWS or Google?
Yes, the cloud is like to put everybody together in the same virtual reality space and to keep the content so you can download, to the session, for instance, so you can, then do whatever you would like to do with that virtual reality stuff that you have already created using the tools that we offer for Unity. And then, yes, cloud services, we have Azure, we have Amazon services, so Amazon Web Services. So depending on the customer, actually, this isn't standard, but some customers needs, a more secure, let's say, services. But yes, most of them are based on Azure and even Amazon Web Services. So cloud solution.
Yeah, so you're agnostic. You don't care which cloud service the enterprise might be using.
Initially, we offer that, as a platform. Okay, we offer with that. I guess now it's the Amazon Web Services, the one we are using. But when you go to some corporations, if we need to, do some specific things, because they work with this cloud service or whatever, we can adapt or duplicate, let's say, the standard platform specific to them with their requirements. It's in the energy industry, on the different industry. This is quite important for them.
Right, I see. And just going into that next level, when you do you have a standard server build that you use? Do they just stand up a virtual server in the cloud and you install your software onto that virtual server, which might be running Windows? I presume it's Windows software, or do you run on Red Hat Linux, or is it Windows-based application?
I can answer that.
Server.
I'm a bit catchy, but that's
I know you're the marketing guy. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm just being my technical self, which I've just interested myself on how to deploy and set up the software. But yeah, that sounds very interesting indeed. And who would you say are your largest clients? Who's your largest customer?
Well, right now, our main customers are, as I mentioned before, General Electric in the US. Then we have this Spanish railway constructor and maintenance company. Then we have.
And what are they using it for? What is General Electric using it for instance?
Yes, for training. They are using this for training and engineering. Actually, if you go to the web page, you will see that one of the digital solutions that they have is virtual reality. So I guess for training for training and for training as well. Initially, training is a good use case, although engineering or review design is another very good use case for this big corporation in the industry, because they need to train their people. They need to offer solutions sometimes to train even their customers. They can do that in virtual reality using our platform, independently that where you are based, or even to, they create their own products And to review that design, imagine this big engine, this big nuclear reactor model, how you
Okay.
design that. I'll review that design because you don't have the possibility of creating that, or develop virtual replicas. You have to invest money on that. You have to bring everybody together to the same place. And with virtual reality, you can have unlimited virtual replicas. And if you have that accuracy, as I mentioned before, in that room deployment, it's like being in reality. Okay, so you can check everything, or you can be trained a very realistic way.
So can you get a number of different 3D file format objects that you can bring into the environment, and then can you manipulate those objects in the environment like in a collaborative sense? So if there was you and me here, could I have a 3D model in front of me in a USB format or any of those? Does the platform support that scenario?
Yeah, because we rely on Unity. So Unity supports that with different plugins that it has. So the platform also supports everything that Unity supports. So that's a good thing about relying on
That's really
that
good.
platform Unity, because we rely on Unity, and Unity is one of the biggest, if not the biggest one in the enterprise industry for, as they normally say, I'm part actually of the Unity Government Solutions Advisory Board in the US globally, and this is more than a game engine. And I agree, and we agree as a company, because we have been demonstrated that from a long time ago.
Yeah. It's a very flexible platform, and it can be used in so many different ways, and that leaves your platform open as well, so you can use it in any way that the business might want to use it. So showcase. Would you like me to play it? Yeah. So there's another showcase video you've got. So yeah, let's show that, Adam. That'd be great. Here we go. Here's some people actually using the product. Oh, this is an emergency situation in war. Very topical subject. Yeah, you can see there a very topical subject as we've got a war going on at the moment, and this is for training medical people, I suppose, in where there's been
very complex
critical
in these very complex situations. Yes, in very complex situations. As you've seen in one of the moments of the video, you are in that physical space, but you are with your backpack, with your headset, and you are in the virtual reality environment. So it's quite realistic. You can, as in virtual reality, you can recreate something that you cannot normally easy recreate. Complex processing. In person or physical, and in this case we try to do that as most realistic possible. So you, as a company with VIROO, you can create the content. In this case, we have created that simulator, but you, as a developer, as a VR developer, if you are based in Unity, you can create the content. If you have no idea as a company, because maybe you are thinking about introducing virtual reality, and you know that you can start working in-house creating content, you have that possibility, even with people with not so many skills, with that skill set. And then you have all the possibilities of deployment, which is in this video room deployment. Actually, GE, the Spanish Military Head School, or ADIF in this case, which is the railway infrastructure constructor maintenance here in Spain, they decided to go with VIROO because actually that VIROO room deployment, because it's very, very realistic, and the possibility of introducing themselves easily in the creation side.
Yeah, I can see. There's in medical and emergency situations, this sort of training is invaluable, because it's very hard to recreate those sort of things in real life. And I've seen lots of other use cases for using immersive technology for training emergency people who work for ambulance services, fire, and also in the military as well. So that's a really great use case, that one, and probably fairly topical for today. Is there anyone? There's only a few of you left. Is there anyone else with any questions that they might have regarding the platform? Can't sort of see anyone
Or
else.
regarding the company. Yeah, regarding the company. I mean,
or regarding Virtualware itself.
Because that the product is one of the, as we are the innovative VR company of the year, thanks to the Academy, is red carpet, as I normally say, or the Oscars of virtual reality, as I said in the past, where we were the winners of the VR Enterprise Solution of the year with VIROO. As a company, this is the product, okay, which is changing the mindset and how companies in industries innovating using virtual reality. But internally, you can imagine that to change from being, let's say, one project, one by one project, to a company on-demand project, to a SaaS platform, the process internally, the sales and the marketing process, the development process, even the purchasing process, everything has changed internally. So we invest during the last 2 years, we have redefined, I think we have innovated internally on how to be a different company, because the solution we are offering is very, very different. And actually it's one. Now we have one product, one solution, which is VIROO, and every process, everything is around VIROO. So, anything related to that will be great.
I wanted to ask also, are you looking at supporting the Quest platform, the Oculus, or now Meta Quest platform?
We have our own platform. Okay, so we can support the device if they are using Steam VR. So we are not
Quest. I'm talking about Quest 2, the wireless platform that does not use Steam VR.
Right now, we don't have that on our roadmap. So we have VIROO as a platform, and then the device that is a Steam VR device.
Yeah, I understand. I would just say as a comment, it would be a good move if you did that, because it might be there might be a cheap. I know they're not as good as the full Steam VR platform, but it would be a good idea for you to port the platform to Quest as well, because it'll make it an easier entry point for some organizations that might not want to have to spend all the money on even for having to get the backpack PC, and you're talking thousands per user rather than just a couple of £100 or dollars per user.
That is let me say that is if you go with the VIROO. And with 5,000 euros, you can enter the platform and you can start creating content, deploying VR content with your headset, and having this VR collaboration tool with that amount of money. But if you would like to have it all, let's say that the money is not the problem here with the large corporation that we are working. It's more about the strategy and changing the mindset, because this is about, okay, if you introduce VIROO in your company, it's because it's like when you introduce, let's say, Autodesk for engineering.
No, I understand.
You need to change your process. So initially, the investment is more on that side, because with the platform, they can tell you, okay, you are going to you don't have to bring every people together to this place, because you have virtual reactors, virtual replicas that you can put anywhere. There is a big amount of money that you are reducing. Or for instance, if you don't have to build a virtual replica of the new reactor that you are creating, you are reducing cost a lot. But that's right. Imagine one-off. But if this tool is going to be part of your day-to-day basis, that's our idea in our mission of accelerating this VR adoption, because we truly believe in that. More things need to happen, and you need to invest time, convince people, and that the complex thing.
That's right. I know. That's right. I was just saying, just because the the Quest platform's just so much simpler and easier to set up, and there's no wires and there's no PC and there's no equipment, and it's all wireless. You could still do that and deploy it from a PC. You could still do that with using the same back software that you have going to a PC, but just using Quest 2 headsets with no backpacks, no wires, no nothing, and it would just be a lot easier to manage.
That's as I mentioned before, that's the future. You know, we are going to release the VIROO 2.0 in a couple of weeks, and now it will go with wireless, because that's the future. Actually.
Yeah, that's right. Because Wi-Fi 6 can now take the necessary speed, and it has the right latency. Wi-Fi 6E, which is what all the new headsets that will be coming out, will use Wi-Fi 6E, and that's much lower latency, and it allows you to do high resolution VR in a wireless place. Whereas before, you had to use WiMAX, which was a special Wi-Fi. That's the HTC Vive wireless solution, which is very expensive, and it's very difficult to set up. But yeah, no, that's very interesting. I'm certainly. Do you have? Is there a demo or anything that anyone can download from the site just to get an idea of a demo environment? If you've got your own VR equipment.
If you are, for sure, if you are a big corporation in industry and you would like to try or book a demo, yes, I mean, they could reach out to me and I would put them in contact with the sales team. We will release a new website soon with that book, a demo concept.
Yeah, I'd just be interested in trying it. Yeah, I'd just be interested in trying it myself at home, and having a look at it.
Let me tell you, Richard, that maybe you are not our potential customer. but yeah, I mean.
Well, I do. I work in massive organizations. I work in an organization with 90,000 people. So, you know, but yeah, no, that would be good. Yeah, no, that sounds really interesting. I'd definitely like to have a look at it.
Sure, okay. I guess there you have your website, you know, in message, and you know, you can reach out to me. Actually, you know, you can find me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look. Yeah, because I actually work for the government. I work for the UK government.
You and me, Richard, we are connected and we know each other. So
yes, we are. Yeah, and
that's
yeah,
for the rest of the audience.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm a technical consultant and helping organisations get into this technology, and you know, I can tell people about products like this and speak to CIOs of large organisations. So it's something I'm very passionate about as well. So I think that's about it. Is there any other areas that you wanted to cover that Virtualware do? The VIROO product, is that the single product, or are there other side products with VIROO that work together?
It's just the one product. With that, you can create, let me say, unlimited, you know, possible solutions for.
It's a platform, isn't it?
Company. That's a platform for that. You know, it's easy to start with, easy to, you know, integrate in your day-to-day business. As I mentioned before, that's the idea. You know, accelerate VR adoption in large corporations, industry corporations, and you know, it's more than just a platform. It's more about, you know, people, mindset, and you know, bringing innovation.
I know, and that's always the struggle. And the main thing that you have to do in any enterprise is to convince an organization that there's a good business case using this technology, and there always is. It depends what it is, but you always have to show the business what the business case is by investing in this new emerging technology, how that will save them the business money, you know, and especially in training, where you don't have to. So many times you don't have to travel. People have to travel to certain locations to do certain types of training. this technology can really save an organization a lot of money, but they have to invest in the first place to get to that point. But any organization can save, and this technology can be used in almost any business that you're in. It's got a use case for everywhere, really. Every business needs some sort of training at some point. Someone has to learn how a certain business process works. And learning in 3D is a much more immersive, and it's better for, it's easier for people to understand a concept in a much faster time. You can get the message across to someone in a much faster time than you normally would by reading a book or looking at a 2D screen. It's very good for the memory, and it's a great way of learning. Okay, well, I think I think we'll wrap up now. I think it's been really good to learn more about Virtualware. I'd certainly like to see a bit more some other use cases. Have you got a YouTube channel? Do you have some other videos on YouTube that of the product, of screen grabs of where organizations have used the product?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube with search Virtualware, there you can find more use cases. Actually, the other two that we mentioned, and actually another use cases of different companies, innovating with VIROO.
Sure. Yep, I think we'll do that. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed it.